Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. Good evening, Shivanand. Good evening, Mohit. Israr. Good evening, Shubham. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. Okay, so in the last session, we were talking about like in this week we have talked about deputy speaker also. Last day we have seen about the locust attack on crops in India also. We have also seen about the different strategies which have been adopted by India in the last few days. Okay. And in today's session also, we are going to simultaneously see some of the important topics. Like the first topic which we are going to see is census and caste. This is one of the major topic which we are going to see today. In fact, it is one of the most important announcement of the government in the recent times. And that is about census and caste. The second thing which we are going to talk about is digital access, life and liberty. So there is a judgment of Supreme Court that has said that the digital access is part of the Article 21. It is considered as a part of fundamental right. So that is the second topic which we are going to discuss. The third thing is the National Security Advisory Board. So this is a smaller topic which is there in the news. We will see that what is its role and who has been appointed as the chief of it. Then we will see this one part, another editorial, which is with respect to this water treaty. Okay. So this is one thing. There is this impact of suspending water treaty. Okay. Like what we see that Indus water treaty which is there, the Indus water treaty which is there, it has been like suspended by India. And now the thing is, like this, what can be the possible impact of this? So that is one thing which we are going to see. The next thing which we are going to talk about is natural hydrogen as fuel of future. That how this natural hydrogen is a fuel of future, that is one of the topic which we will see. Then we will talk about this FRP for sugarcane and Vembanad Lake. So they are basically, these three are mostly related to your prelims portion. Okay. Then what we see that these two topics, if you look at this is part of your GS paper 2. Here also part of GS paper 2. This is again prelims related article. Then we have this again part of GS paper 2. Okay. So there are three mains articles which we are going to see today. That is census and caste, digital access, life and liberty. It is like related to prelims also plus mains also. Prelims plus mains. Okay. Then we are going to talk about this water treaty and other related topics. Okay. So I am good, sir. Okay. So this is one part. Let's start with some questions and then we will see the remaining things. Okay. So let's start with some questions. The first one is this. With reference to the Pegasus spyware, consider the following statement. It was developed by an Israeli company and is sold only to private corporations globally. It can remotely access messages, cameras, and microphones of smartphones. Third is, purchasing Pegasus spyware is a challenge to right to privacy in India. These are the three statements which we have here. With reference to Pegasus spyware, consider the following statement. First is saying it was developed by an Israeli company and is sold only to private corporations globally. Second is saying it can remotely access messages, camera and microphones of smartphones. Third is saying purchasing Pegasus spyware is a challenge to right to privacy in India. So then you have to answer here that which of the statement given above is are correct. So what will be answer? Okay, a few answer as option D, Option D is 2 and 3. Okay. A option 1 and 2. D के साथ जाना पसंद करूंगा. Now, recently we have seen that there is observation of Supreme Court with respect to this. Last day we have seen that there is observation of Supreme Court with respect to that having Pegasus spyware is not such a challenge. It is not something which we cannot do. Okay. So this, if you look at the third statement, purchasing Pegasus spyware is a challenge to right to privacy in India. So last day there was observation from Supreme Court that it is not so. If it is being used against the civilians, so that will be considered as a threat to the right to privacy. So this third statement here is incorrect. We have seen that there is observation of Supreme Court regarding this, that having a software is not the problem. How it is being used, that is the challenge. So third one is incorrect, second one is correct, and first one is incorrect. So answer will be option number B, that is 2 only. Okay. So we see that this first option is like it is not sold to private corporation, it is sold only to the nations. It is sold only to the nation, it is not sold to the private corporations. Means sovereign countries, they can only purchase this. Okay. So second option is correct here, third option is incorrect. Now, coming to the second statement, in the context of Puttaswamy judgment, which of the following best describes the doctrine of proportionality upheld by Supreme Court? First one is saying, any state action must be based on natural justice and public interest. Any restriction on fundamental rights must be justified, necessary, and proportionate to the objective. Any law passed by Parliament must have a majority vote in both houses. Government surveillance must always be authorized by a magistrate. So here we are having the second question with reference to Puttaswamy judgment. Which of the statements are correct? तो आप बोले आंसर चेंज कर देंगे. Okay, so second question, I think this is quite easy one. In the context of Puttaswamy judgment, which of the following best describes the doctrine of proportionality upheld by Supreme Court? So I think everyone can answer this one quite easily. Okay. Now, if you look at this, if you look at the second statement, any restriction on fundamental rights must be justified, necessary, and proportionate to the objective. So that second statement here is correct. So option will be B, that is quite simple one. Okay. Chaliye. Now coming to the third question, which of the following features are associated with desert locust during their gregarious phase or hostile phase? Okay. Which of the following features are associated with desert locust during their gregarious phase or hostile phase? Change in color and size, increased social behavior due to changes in nervous system, limited mobility and solitary behavior, high potential to cause food security issues. So this is one statement with respect to desert locust. Yes sir, of course. So see, this is the third question. Which of the following features are associated with desert locust during their gregarious phase? First is change in color and size, increased social behavior due to change in nervous system. Third is saying limited mobility and solitary behavior. And fourth is high potential to cause food security issues. Okay. So what will be the impact of this desert locust during the gregarious phase? if we look at this, yes, if we are looking at this one question, the first is saying change in color and size. Last day we have seen that when this desert locust, when we talk about this, in the gregarious phase, it is turning to pink or sometimes yellow. So this is one part, it is changing its color. Increased social behavior. Normally we see that these grasshoppers, they are like having a solitary life. They are not that much mobile. They are living in one such location. But during the gregarious phase, they start moving from one place to another place. They form the entire swarms and then they start attacking the food crops and everything. So second statement is correct here. Third is incorrect. Fourth one is correct. So answer will be option number A. That is 1, 2 and 4. Okay. So yes, here the answer is option number A. We have seen in the case of gregarious phase, this option is not there. This is the normal phase. This is the part of normal phase. In normal phase, the desert locust behave like this. But then when they actually become like too much hostile, or when they become like too much violent, then in that situation, they have increased social behavior and there is a change in the nervous system of these organisms. Okay. So here the answer will be option number 1, 2 and 4 only. Okay. Any size will also change. Size will also change. There will be change in color also. There will be change in size also. They will become a little bit bigger. You will find that they become a little bit bigger. There is change in color and size both. Okay. Any change in color and size both are there. Change in color and size both are there. So they will become a little bit bigger and then there will be also like change in color as well. Okay. Okay, so note it down now that there is a change in size also. Okay. Now, finally coming to this topic of the day. So this is one of the important topic right now. The cabinet had said that now we are going to have this caste census, means we are going to have the census, and in that we will also include the caste factor, means now we are going to count the caste also. So this is one thing which is one of the biggest news of the country right now, that now the government is finally coming with one survey. Okay. If we look at the background of it, like if we look at the background of it, last time the census was conducted in the last census, it was conducted in 2011. Now at that time we have seen that there was socio-economic caste survey also. There was this socio-economic caste survey also. But this was like more of an additional measure. This was more of an additional measure. It was not part of the census. It was not part of the census. It was an additional thing. So at that time, it was an additional part. Okay. Not part of census. It was not part of census. And we also see that this one was not disclosed to public. This one was not disclosed to public. So when we look at this caste census of 2011, there was also this socio-economic caste survey. Through that, government got the data, but that data was not shared. That data was not shared with the people. In fact, from 1951 to 2011, in none of the survey, in none of the census, there has been estimation of caste. Okay. So last caste census, if we talk about this, the last caste census, this was done in 1931. The last caste census which was done in India, it was done in 1931. And all our reservation and everything, they are taking the hint from here. The reservation for other backward classes, the reservation for them in educational institutes, or reservation for them in employment, That is on the basis of caste survey which was done in 1931. Okay. Government has got this socio-economic caste survey, but this data was not made public. This data was also not made public. Why? Government believed that it may lead to factions in the society. It may lead to some frictions in the society. There can be caste related violences in society, and hence this data was not released. Government was of the thought that it may bring more division in the society. But now after many years, it has been decided that there will be a caste census. But see, there is an important thing here. When we are talking about this caste census or this census, we do count the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. This scheduled caste and scheduled tribe population is included there. The population of OBC is not counted, okay, or it is not shown to the public. The proportion of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, that is counted. Okay. So scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, they are part of the census. People can get the data from there. But if we talk about the other backward classes, they are not there. So now we are going to have this survey. And when we are going to have the new census, now we are going to have this new census. When we will have this? Not announced. It has not been announced yet. Okay. Not announced yet. So we have not got any such detail that when this census is going to be done. But certain things have come up. First thing is, it will be a digital census. This time it is going to be a digital census. Okay. Means each and everything is going to be done digitally. Okay. We are going to have this digital census. Now, can you tell me what will be the utility of this? What is going to be the utility of this? Like how this caste census or how this census which we are going to have now, how this is going to be beneficial for the people? What is the utility? What is the advantage here? Can you tell me about this? What is the advantage here? What is the advantage if we are having this caste census? What is the advantage in this case? Targeted policies to be made. Okay. Perfect. Anyone else? Targeted policies will be there. Apart from this, what will happen? What may else be the benefit of this? One thing is, we can have rationalization of policies such as reservation. Means we can have this targeted delivery of services or targeted policy making. So that is going to be one of the benefit, that we can have rationalization of our policies. We can have the actual targeting of the policies on those who actually need those services. So that is one of the benefit which we see here. But apart from this, what else can be the benefit? Effective policies, okay, reducing socio-economic disparity. So we see that it will help us in reducing, it may help us in reducing socio-economic disparity. Socio-economic disparity. We will have the rationalization of policies or reservation. Now keep one thing in mind here. This is also going to be the basis for reservation for women. We have seen that this is also going to become the basis for reservation of women. We have got this Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. So there also we need to have a census. That was the part of Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam. Okay. So this will pave the way for reservation of women in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. In Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Okay. How much reservation we are providing? This Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam. How much reservation is going to be there for women in the Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam? And which was the Constitutional Amendment Act for this? We have got a Constitutional Amendment Act. So which act was that? And how much reservation is going to be provided? Yes. So we are going to have 33% reservation. 33% reservation. And which was the Amendment Act? What was the number of Amendment Act? Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam. Which Constitutional Amendment Act? Yes. 108th. Sorry, 100. 106th Amendment Act. Okay. 106th Amendment Act, 109th Amendment Act. Now give me the answer. There are three answers. 108, 106. So which one is correct? It is 106, not 8, not 9. It is 106th Amendment Act. Okay. It is 106th Amendment Act. That is Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam. Okay. So there will be rationalization of the policies. There will be more such effective reservation for women. Okay. And one more part, one very important part, a very crucial part, it will also be the one for delimitation. There are some major activities which are going to take place in the upcoming times. One is reservation for women, one is delimitation. Then we have reservation and other things which can be rationalized, more effective targeting of policies and everything. So this is one part which we can see as part of what can be the possible advantages of this census. But yes, can there be some challenges? What can be the challenges due to this? What are the challenges? What can be the possible challenges of this census? When we are talking about the caste census, can you tell me what will be the possible challenges due to this? What can be the possible challenges over here? We can see that this may become a cause of friction in society. This may become a cause of friction in society. This may also become a tool for vote bank politics. This may also become a tool for vote bank politics. Okay. On one hand, this may cause some friction in the society among the different castes. Second thing is, this may also become a tool for vote bank politics in the country. Third thing is, we were having this ideal of equality in society, which was supposed to be casteless, classless. Casteless or classless. Okay. So we were having this one perception that after 75 years of constitution or after 80 years of constitution, the caste will not be a barrier in the society. Caste will be automatically removed from the society. It will not become a part of society or become a region for making a compartmentalization of the society. Okay. So what we see that, in fact, this can again become a source of friction a source of this vote bank politics, it can also become a source of this end to the idea of equality or having a casteless or a classless society. Okay, so this is one of the challenge which we may see here. Okay, so this is one part. Sir, no comment. No comment on this. So this is one part, that what can be the regions, on this part, that what can be the challenges due to caste survey. So that was our first topic. Now coming to the second one, coming to the second topic, that is digital access, life and liberty. Okay. So what has been told by Supreme Court? Basically, you have to understand the context here, that what was the context. The context was this, that there were some acid victims or acid attack survivors, and there were some visually disabled individuals. Okay. There were a group of people, some of them are acid attack survivors, and some of them who were visually disabled. So they have approached the court and they have said that the KYC process, which has been used by multiple banks and all other entities, they are not accessible for them. Many of them, they have lost their vision. They are not physically fit to complete the digital KYC process. Okay. They are unable to process this. They are unable to have digital KYC. They are saying that they are having this inability to perform the digital KYC. KYC is know your customer. If you have a bank account, you may have seen that they are asking for KYC verification and all. They are asking for KYC verification, having your selfie uploaded there, or thumbprint, having different Aadhaar card, PAN card and all other things. So they are all part of know your customer. Means they are trying to establish your this identity. And for the visually disabled people or for acid attack survivors, this is one of a tough challenge. So now what we see, that the Supreme Court has said that the digital access is a fundamental right. Digital access is a fundamental right, and that too under Article 21. Okay. So this is one more part, like you may have seen the right to sleep is a fundamental right, right to have a clean environment is a fundamental right. So in that same series, now we have a new addition, and the new addition is that digital access is a fundamental right. Now this is a fundamental right, and it is a fundamental right under Article 21. Under Article 21. Okay. And you know that Article 21 is like the essence of this entire fundamental right. Okay. Right to life and liberty. This Article 21 is right to life and liberty. Right to life and liberty. So in fact, it has been said by the Supreme Court, that this digital access is a part of right to life and liberty. And in lieu of this, they have instructed the government that this is a instruction. There is an instruction to government. And what is the instruction? That you have to make the digital infrastructure accessible to all the people. Okay. So make digital infrastructure, making digital infrastructure accessible. Making digital infra accessible to all. Accessible to all. So this is the instruction which has been given by the court to the union government, that now you have to make this, like you have to improve the KYC process, you have to improve all those processes. Now see, this is not a simple article only about KYC. This is not simply a KYC related judgment. this is going to have a broader connotation. Digital access has now been declared as a fundamental right. Okay. So it may happen that next time when the government is increasing this shutdown of internet, last year we have seen that India is second after Myanmar to have maximum internet shutdown. India is second after Myanmar to have maximum internet shutdown in the last year. Now, in this scenario, if government is switching off the internet from time to time, then there may be multiple such petitions against the government. Why? Because digital access has now been declared as a fundamental right, and that too under Article 21. So this one thing is going to have a bigger impact on many of the things which is being done with respect to internet or all these networks and everything. Okay. So this is one such judgment. You may have read this one part in polity. In polity in Lakshmikant, you may have seen that under Article 21, different things are mentioned. That right to sleep is also a part. Right to marry was also part. Last day we have seen. Then in the same portion, now we see that there is also addition of this digital access as a fundamental right. Okay. So there you can add one more thing, digital access as a fundamental right. Okay. So I hope that is clear. So Article 15 describes that there is no discrimination on basis of caste, class, religion, place of birth. So why does government provide reservation on basis of caste? Again, the same article also provides that. Again, in the same constitution, you will find that there is also a provision that nothing in this clause or nothing in this article shall prevent the government for making such affirmative or taking such affirmative action for certain sections of the society based on historical, social and economic backwardness. Okay. So under the same article 15.4, 16.4, we have also this option that there can be option of reservation. So the same constitution provides for this. Okay. Yes. So this is one thing, digital access and this part. Now, tell me this one question. This is question number 4 related to again fundamental rights. Okay. Economic justice as one of the objective of Indian Constitution has been provided in the preamble and the fundamental rights, the preamble and the directive principles of state policies, the fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy, and none of the above. So economic justice as one of the objective. Sir, in that case, I have one simple suggestion. आप घर पे रहते ही कहाँ हो? Jeet sir is saying that fundamental right of sleep is being devoid to him. So then you have one option, sir. You are always welcome. Okay. Yes. In this question, the preamble and directive principle is the right choice. The preamble and directive principles of state policies, they are one of the objectives of Indian Constitution. Okay. So there, this is one question. Second question is, which one of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporate protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination? Right against exploitation, right to freedom, right to constitutional remedies, right to equality. Which one of the following categories of fundamental right incorporates protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination? So which one will be here? Question number 5. Yes, I think you can easily answer this. Yes. So right to equality is there. Right to equality is there. We have the Article 17 which is talking about this. So this untouchability. So see, in the last 2-3 days we have seen almost all the questions with respect to fundamental rights. Like in the last 2-3 days, we have got questions on Article 21 also, right to privacy also, then this economic justice also, this part of untouchability also. So they are basically the questions which have been asked on fundamental rights. Okay. Now, coming to the next portion, what we see that the National Security Advisory Board, we have got this one National Security Advisory Board, and here what we see that the ex-RAW chief, he has been appointed as this head of this NSAB, okay, National Security Advisory Board. So what is the role of this? If we talk about this body, it is simply providing long-term analysis. This is one such body which is providing the long-term analysis. It is providing various such things, like it is giving this policy options and recommendation, all with respect to strategic and security issues. Okay. So it is giving this policy options. It is giving this policy options. It is also, this one is also giving recommendation. Okay. Recommendation on security and strategic issues. So this is an advisory body. Basically what we see that this is an advisory body. Okay. This is one such advisory body, and you will find that it has got multiple members. It has got some of them from military, some are from diplomacy, some of them are from intelligence, from academia, from industry. So this is like an advisory body. If you look at this, it is an advisory body, and here what we see that multiple peoples are involved. We have got huge number of peoples over here. We have got some people from diplomacy. We have got people here from intelligence. We have got certain people from industry also. Academia also. Some from military also. Okay. So this is one such platform where you will find that experts from different backgrounds are there. There are multiple experts from different background who are part of this National Security Advisory Board. So from name itself, it is clear that it is like an advisory board. It will give suggestion to the government. It will give this suggestion to the government on security and strategic issues. Okay. So right now what we see that Alok Joshi, who was the former chief of Research and Analysis Wing. Okay. The former chief of Research and Analysis Wing, that is RAW. Okay. So Alok Joshi has been appointed as the chairperson here of the National Security Advisory Board. Okay. And why it has been done, you can be very much clear about this, that right now we are having this issue with Pakistan and we need a long-term solution for this. We see that when we are talking about Pakistan, sometimes we are doing one such like a surgical strike, then again after 2-3 years Pakistan is doing the same thing, then we are again going for surgical strikes. So in this manner what we see that we are at the loss. Even if we are trying to teach them a lesson, again in 2 or 3 years they revive from there and then they start making attacks on civilians also now, on military forces also, on infrastructure also. So we need a long-term policy to tackle Pakistan. We need this long-term policy to tackle Pakistan, and that's why this board is there. So that is the objective of this National Security Advisory Board. I hope that's clear. I hope that is clear now. Okay. Yes, Jeet sir is also there with us today. So now coming to the next part, the next article which we have to see here is with respect to the water treaty. Okay. Now tell me this one part. When we are talking about the Indus water treaty, you all have seen this thing that India has suspended this Indus water treaty. So what is going to be the implication of this? What is going to be the impact of this Indus water treaty suspension? India has suspended it. Fine. Now India will not be sharing the data with respect to the flow of water in the 3 rivers of Indus. So India will not be sharing that data. Okay. Earlier there was a regular sharing of data that how much water is going to be released, how much is not. Okay. But now we see that we are not going to share that data. So in this situation, can you tell me what will be the impact? What can be the possible impact? What can be the possible impact of this? What can be the possible implications of this? If we are suspending the Indus water treaty, so what will happen then? What will be impact on Pakistan? What will be impact on India? Over release of water. Okay. Like if we talk about Pakistan, if we talk about the Pakistan, if we see the Indus river, that is crucial for their agriculture also. It is crucial for their domestic sector also. It is crucial for their hydropower also. Hydropower. So it is crucial for all of them. For Pakistan, it is very crucial river. Indus water is very crucial river. Now what we see that all these sectors are going to be harmed. Okay. Harm to all these sectors can be there. Now we can see that also we can create drought as well as flood in Pakistan. We can have this drought condition in Pakistan also. We can have this flood condition in Pakistan also. So overall their agriculture and all other things that will collapse. Okay. It can also trigger provincial. It can also trigger this provincial like conflict in Pakistan. Conflicts in Pakistan. There are multiple provinces in Pakistan which are already fighting for this, like Punjab and Sindh. Punjab and Sindh in Pakistan, they are already fighting for the water issue. And if we are further creating this challenge of water for Pakistan, then this conflict among the provinces of Pakistan may also increase. Okay. So there can be internal conflict also. So overall we see that from destabilizing Pakistan to harming the agriculture, domestic sector and hydropower, all of these things can be there. But the thing is, like, there are certain technical challenges. Let us talk about that part. There is some technical challenge, and here this article is talking specifically about this. The article has said here that under the Indus Water Treaty, India is permitted to store up to 3.6 million acre feet of water. Means we are allowed to do 3.60 million acre feet of water. This is allowed. Means even under Indus Water Treaty, even in normal condition, we can store this much of water. We have been given that much allowance. Okay. We are even allowed to have like 1.34 million acres of irrigation land. 1.34 million acre of irrigation land. Irrigation land in J&K, in Jammu and Kashmir. So means this is one section which is allowed for us. We are even under this Indus water treaty, even if 70% of the water is going to Pakistan and only 30% of water is there with India. So in that 30%, we see that we can have 3.60 million acre feet of water. We can store that. Plus at the same time, we can also have 1.34 million acre of irrigation land. So this is something which is allowed for us. And in last 75 to 80 years, how much we have actually developed? We have developed only 1 million acre feet of, we have just this 1 million acre feet storage capacity. Means we have just this 1 million acre feet of storage capacity. On the other hand, what we see that in the case of irrigation also, we have just 0.642 million acre. 0.642 million acre. Means even the thing which is allowed to us. Now we are saying that we will control this water, but if we actually look at the infrastructure, the 30% which is allowed for us, we are not even able to utilize 1/3 of it. The things which are allowed for us, we are allowed to have this much of a storage. Even if we are getting only 30%, this one is allowed for us. But we have the capacity of only 1 million acre feet of storage capacity. We are allowed to have 1.34 million acre of irrigation land, even under the Indus water treaty, and we are having only 0.642 million acre. So in the case of upper three rivers, that is Chenab, Jhelum and Indus, basically we have not developed our infrastructure. So while we are saying all these things that we will stop the flow of water and everything, the thing is for the last 75 or 80 years, we have not utilized it. Even our share of water is going to Pakistan. So that is also one challenge. On the other hand, if we look at the lower portions, if we are looking at this lower portion of Satluj, Beas and Ravi, if we look at these three rivers, so you will find that 90% of the consumption is being done here. We are using 90% of water in case of the Ravi river, in case of Beas river, in case of Satluj river. So this is allowed for us, we can use 100%, we are using 90%. That is also fine. But in case of here, in case of the Jammu and Kashmir region, where we are allowed this much, we are hardly using 1/3 of its capacity. So we have not been using this water for a very long period of time. So this is one part. Our infrastructural gap is huge in case of Jammu and Kashmir, in case of Indus water treaty. So that is one part. Second thing is, there is a diplomatic challenge. There is this diplomatic challenge. What is this diplomatic challenge? We have India, China and Brahmaputra. That is one challenge. That we are having this Brahmaputra water sharing with China, and you know that this China and Pakistan axis. So in that scenario, our Brahmaputra river, it can also cause huge flood. It is always causing huge flood. And now we have seen that last year, China has proposed to make the world's largest dam on Brahmaputra river. So that is one challenge for us. Second thing is, we are also going to have India-Bangladesh river water sharing. In same manner, we have India-Nepal also. India-Nepal. These three challenges are there, plus this is one part. unilateral revocation of treaty. So this is also one of the challenge that we are going to unilaterally revoke a treaty. Now, of course, India has a huge diplomatic clout. Even if we are removing this treaty, no country in the world will go against us. Even if we revoke this treaty also, there is no country in the world which is going to be against India. Okay. Because they have huge market stake in India as of now. So they are not going to say just for Indus water treaty. For 2 or 3 provinces of Pakistan, no one is going to take a risk of economic trade war with India. So that is not a major challenge. But yes, there is one major challenge, and that is India-China Brahmaputra issue. Okay. So we have to navigate it in a very diplomatic manner. On one hand, we have to enhance our diplomatic ties with China also. And on the other hand, we have to sideline Pakistan also. So if we want a effective response, we will have to make it a bit, it's not like we can take just some instant reaction and then again we are at our home peacefully and they are there in their home peacefully. We have to find a long-term solution which can isolate Pakistan in long run. Okay. So we need to do this at a larger level. It cannot be simply just piecemeal approach which we have been taking so far. Okay. So this is one part with respect to Indus water treaty. Okay. So I hope now you have got this one thing. Now I think that you have got this one thing, that in infrastructural terms, what is the exact deficiency? We have seen some key facts here, that what is the exact deficiency in terms of infrastructural gap. I hope that is clear. So this is one part. Now, coming to the next one, there is this small article. There is this one small article which is the FRP, fair and remunerative prices of sugarcane. So that is one of the article. What we see that, like in case of sugarcane, first what we see that there is a commission on agricultural cost and prices. Commission on agri cost and prices. This gives the recommendation to Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. This is giving the recommendation to Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, and this one is basically deciding the fair and remunerative price for this sugarcane. Fair remunerative price. Okay. So remember one thing, who will give the recommendation? Recommendation is given by Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices. So this commission is giving the recommendation to the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, and then this Cabinet Committee decides the fair and remunerative prices. Okay. So it is same like MSP. Okay. Like we are having announcement of MSP for different crops, in same manner we are having announcement of FRP, fair and remunerative prices of sugarcane. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. तो ये हमारा पहला पोर्शन है, that is FRP for sugarcane. Then this is this one article, natural hydrogen as fuel of future. There is one more article here, like we are seeing that blue hydrogen is there, green hydrogen is there, like different types of hydrogen we have seen. So there is one thing called as natural hydrogen also. So natural hydrogen is basically produced by a process which is called as serpentinization. Serpentinization is a process in which there is interaction of water and iron containing rocks. When the water and iron containing rocks, when they are interacting with each other, they produce hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas can be found inside the ground also, near the mountains especially, and this gas can be extracted from there, and that we can use as a fuel also. So even hydrogen is cheaper, hydrogen is not having any such harmful impact on environment, and at the same time, if it is coming from a natural source, it will become much more cheaper. This is going to become much more cheaper, and if we are able to utilize it, so this can be called as the fuel of future. So that is why this article was there. You don't have to go in detail of it. In this entire story is given the first time where it has been found in India, where can be the possible probabilities of this. So you don't have to go into that detail of it. Just knowing about that, what is natural hydrogen? Natural hydrogen is the gaseous hydrogen present inside the soil. This is a result of a process called as serpentinization. What is serpentinization? The reaction or interaction of water with iron containing rocks. When water and iron containing rocks interact with each other, we see that there is process of this hydrogen formation, or there can be radiolysis of water by radioactive rocks. Radiolysis of water by radioactive rocks, that can also generate hydrogen. So this is why natural hydrogen is also of new interest now. Earlier we were creating hydrogen using gas or using electricity, but now hydrogen we are seeing that it can be extracted from ground also. Okay. So this is also one of the article. One last article is Vembanad Lake. This is also with respect to prelims. Vembanad Lake. What we see that it is the longest lake in India, and this one is also the largest in the state of Kerala. It has got various 6 major rivers which are feeding into this. We see that it is part of Kerala's backwater tourism circuit. In Kerala there are backwaters, so this is part of that backwater circuit. And we also see that there is an annual Nehru Trophy snake boat race which is organized here. At the same time, this is also a Ramsar site. Okay. So this is also a Ramsar site plus longest lake fed by 6 major rivers, part of backwater and all. And now what we see that Vembanad Lake is facing huge stress. Okay. There is a demand that we need to rejuvenate it. We need to restore its beauty. So this is again, there is a news, Vembanad Lake. Okay. Huge storm in my city. So last year we have seen that this BSNL, it has come with a system called as direct to device. They have come with a system called as direct to device. So in upcoming times, it may happen that we can have direct satellite connectivity. We can have, like, our phone can be directly connected with satellite, and in that situation it may be there that we can have a better network. Okay. If our devices are connected directly with satellite, so there might be lesser disruptions. Like right now our mobile phones are connected with cellular towers, so there is huge congestion. Even if a cyclone or storm is there, so there is impact on networks and all. But in case of satellite connectivity, it may become better. Let's see that. Okay. Now see this question. Rivers that pass through Himachal Pradesh are Beas and Chenab only, Vyas and Ravi only, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj only, Vyas, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Yamuna. Which of the rivers are passing through Himachal Pradesh? Which of them are passing through Himachal Pradesh? Abhishek, I got your message. B option. Beas and Ravi only. Just look at the map here. When we are talking about, this is the map of Himachal Pradesh. You can see this is the Chenab river. Okay. This is the Chenab river. This is the Ravi river. This is the Beas river. and this is the Satluj river. Okay. This is the Satluj river. Okay. Now what we see that there is a river just passing through the edge of it. It is called as the Tong river there, and this is basically your Yamuna. It is basically the Yamuna, the Tong river, which is the tributary of Yamuna. Okay. The longest tributary of Yamuna is Tong river, which is passing through Himachal Pradesh. So in fact, all these five are passing through. You may have excluded it because of Yamuna, but that is the answer. The answer here is option number D. Peas is there, Chenab is there, Ravi is there, Satluj is there, and Yamuna is also there. So here the answer is option number D. Option number D. Now, one last question. Consider the following statement. There are no east flowing rivers in Kerala, and second is there are no west flowing rivers in Madhya Pradesh. So which of the statements are correct? No east flowing river in Kerala, no west flowing river in Madhya Pradesh. So which one is correct here? This is question number 7, last question. Yes. So here the answer is, yes, I think you know the answer. Yes, the answer here is option number D. There are many such, like even Kaveri, if you look at this, it passes through Kerala. There are multiple rivers which are passing through Kerala and going in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So there are multiple rivers which are there. And in Madhya Pradesh, we have the river Narmada and Tapi, which are there. Narmada and Tapi are west flowing rivers passing through Madhya Pradesh. So here we see that the answer is option number D. None of them are correct. Okay. So that will be all for today. Okay. So let's meet there in tomorrow's session, revise these topics, and then we will meet again tomorrow to discuss more things. Today we also have the International Labour's Day, and this is just a recognition of the fact that no such work is small, everyone is equal. Okay. तो कोई भी काम छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता. You should always give respect to each and every person. Whether someone is doing physical labor, mental labor, or anything, they are all workers, they are all working, they are all equal. Okay. So that is all for today. Thank you everyone. Take care. Thank you.